You're teaching along and there's always that 1, 2, 3, or 4 kids in your class who always blurt out the answers and never give anyone a chance to speak. So how do you stop the blurting? That's what we're talking about this time in just a moment. Do you want to improve your classroom management skills? Do you want to increase student engagement? How about amplifying student success? If these are things you're interested in, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Things That Work. If you enjoy these videos, give them a thumbs up. If you have a comment to make, leave them down below. Plenty of space for that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click that little bell icon next to it so that you know every time we post something new. So how do you stop the blurting in your classroom? The blurting out of answers that stifles everyone else's thoughtful responses. How can you stop it? Well, let's talk about that because that is the focus today. Stopping the blurting. The very first thing that will help you is to teach students how to listen. We forget that sometimes students have not been taught certain skills, and you should never hold a student responsible for something they have not been taught. So teach students to listen, and that includes the skill of listening to someone's response through completion and not interrupting. Sometimes we as teachers have to teach the most basic of skills to our students no matter their age, simply because they've not been taught what is right and what is proper. Second thing you want to do is avoid positive and negative reinforcement for blurting. Don't draw attention to the behavior in any way. You're going to have students who thrive on attention, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. And if they see that blurting causes you to give any kind of attention beyond just continuing with your lesson, then that is something those students will revert to over and over and over again. So offer incentives for your preferred behavior. I do this for entire classes. If an entire class can go without blurting for a week, then there'll be some sort of reward at the end of that week. The dollar general stores are great for finding rewards. Dollar stores, you can get really industrious and go out and ask for donations from people. Donuts are a good thing. Students seem to always love donuts, although you may not be able to do that in your district. So find some way to offer an incentive to the students for not blurting. Simply explain also why blurting is bad. Remember, don't hold a student responsible for things that they've not been taught. Well, if they don't realize why blurting is bad, they will not understand why you don't want it to occur. And really, the biggest reason that blurting is bad is because it limits the views we can hear and participate in our classrooms. Once something has been blurted out, everyone else stops thinking. Or once something has been blurted out, everyone else, if it's the same person every time, will roll their eyes and be like, oh, great. Well, it's like their opinions don't matter, so they don't share them. The last tip I have for you is also very important. Stop asking students to raise their hands. When you ask students to raise their hands, it becomes a competition. You've seen the stretching up as far as they possibly can while they, are trying to touch the ceiling so that you can get your attention so they can say their answer. It's on the tips of their tongue. Happens at every age. Stop asking for that. Go to random calls using, popsicle sticks or the app called Stick Pick. Those type of things work great. Or strategic call outs. As mentioned in the book, Teach Like a Champion 2.0. And I would strongly encourage you picking that book up. If you want to know a little more about it, I discussed it earlier this year. Feel free to check out that review. But it's a fantastic book, and those strategic call outs, which I think we probably all do to some degree, but you can be even more purposeful with it than you realize when you really dive into that book. I enjoy learning with you, I enjoy teaching with you, and together we can take over the world.